Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Cole and JBL here at ringside, welcoming you to Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Hey, I got top billing tonight. I like it. Keep it up.
Well, what can I say? These Minneapolis fans have got me in such a great mood. I'm feeling especially generous tonight.
Wow, great reversal.
I don't use the word evil lightly. Well, that's what comes to mind when I see the delight Mark Henry takes in destroying his fellow superstars.
Evil, just a word that losers like you use to describe people who will do whatever it takes to win. I think Henry would take that as a compliment.
Oh! He was one step ahead on that one. Ugh. Oh!
Man, this one's turned into a fight, pure and simple.
We knew it was going to be intense. We knew it was going to be physical. But I don't think anyone was prepared for this.
I gotta admit, it took me by surprise, and that doesn't happen often.
That's an understatement. You've been in hundreds of matches in your career. We've both called hundreds more. We usually have a pretty good idea of what to expect, but not this time.
I guess it just goes to show you anything can happen here in the WWE. I hate to admit it, but when I look at superstars like the great Khali, part of me is glad I'm not an active competitor.
Are you seriously admitting that the great Khali intimidates you?
Don't put words in my mouth. I'm not saying I couldn't beat him. I'm just saying I'm glad I don't have to try.
We're hearing the First Amendment in action here tonight.
I'm all for freedom of expression, whether I agree with what they're saying or not. It's so great seeing these superstars in competition here tonight. I had a feeling they were going to watch. Man, this crowd is really swelling this guy's head.
There's no doubt that these fans love him, and he's feeding off that energy right now.
What a counter that was!
There's the reversal. When I first heard about this match, I wasn't sure what to think, but these superstars are blowing me away.
Really? As soon as I heard about it, I expected a tremendous matchup, and I haven't been disappointed.
I didn't say I'm not disappointed, but I'll talk about getting stuck with you as a broadcast partner some other time.
I don't think...
What's he up to now?
It's the world's strongest slam. That is vicious. No superstar in the locker room can afford to ignore the WWE fans.
You're right about that. Without the fans, we'd all be out of a job.
Look at these superstars go. It's obvious that they've done their... Uh-oh, we know what this is.
We sure do. That giant chop of his has destroyed many a superstar.
Each of these competitors is looking for the slightest hint of weakness in the other.
That's the law of the jungle. An injured superstar is like a wounded animal. It's survival of the fittest.
And that also means that if you're not at 100%, you've got to be able to hide it from your opponent.
That's absolutely right. This business is as psychological as it is physical. You can't let your opponents think you're easy pickings.
Well, I wouldn't consider any of these superstars to be easy pickings, no matter how beaten up they get.
Here it is. He's building up a head of steam, and he's about to let his opponent have it.
And if his opponent is smart, he'll get the hell out of there.
This superstar is all fired up, and so is this capacity crowd.
Yeah, well, one mistake and we're going to see that fire put out pronto.
Wow, listen to that chant.
The crowd makes a huge difference, whether they're for you or against you.
These superstars are so unpredictable. I'm having a hard time figuring out what they're going to do next.
I don't think you're going to be able to. Just sit back and enjoy the ride.
And what a wild ride it's been so far, with no signs of stopping anytime soon.
I'll never understand why Mark Henry resorts to such brutal tactics. He's already the world's strongest man. What has he got left to prove?
Listen, every time Henry gets in that ring with someone, he's sending a message to the whole locker room. And that's what you got to do to get ahead around here.
Well, if you ask me, a victory is message enough. But Mark Henry seems to enjoy dishing out senseless brutality. How do you approach a match with someone like the great Khali?
Well, part of the problem is there aren't any guys like him. All you can do is just keep moving and don't let him get his hands on you.
And I can only imagine that that's a lot easier said than done. He must take up at least a quarter of the ring as it is.
You feel like a jerk when someone counters you like that.
Night after night, the WWE superstars never fail to amaze the fans.
And that's a good thing. I don't even like to think about where we'd be if they didn't.
Well, we wouldn't be sitting here calling this match, that's for sure.
This has been a great match so far, but I think it's pretty obvious which way it's going.
Oh, really? Are you willing to go out on a limb and actually make a guess then?
There's no guesswork involved. But if you're going to be snippy, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
Wow, if I knew it was that easy, I would have said that years ago.
He's going for the cover.
1, 2, 3.
Talk about